Hey creators, this week I wanted to share with you a little bit about a project that I work more closely on than the other stuff I've talked about, and that is Creator Studio. So as some of you know from my intro video, I joined about a year ago. And actually the reason I joined YouTube was I was brought on to kind of help with this Creator Studio project, which I'm going to share a little more information on right now. So basically, as many of you may know, Creator Studio is also known as Video Manager. It's where you go for YouTube analytics. It's basically that giant sort of control panel for YouTube creators. And it's grown a lot over the years. There's an almost unlimited number of things on that left-hand side. And as much as it works pretty good, we also realize that a couple of things. One, it started to get kind of long in the tooth. So some of the features weren't super easy to use. And in particular, when you wanted to use multiple things, I'll give you an example. You just upload a video, you want to see the analytics, you want to respond to comments, you want to tweak your metadata. Those are sort of considered three completely separate journeys for a creator. But from your point of view, you just want to follow up on a video. So that you kind of had to work kind of against the way the product was designed. The product wasn't really working with you. The other thing is that as the technology got more and more complicated and older, frankly, it became harder and harder for us to make improvements quickly. And one of the things that we really want to do is iterate as fast as we can and constantly improve the creator experience so you can get more done in less time and grow your channel and your audience and succeed on YouTube as quickly as possible. So Creator Studio is being redesigned from the ground up. You may have heard about this initially at the VidCon Creator Keynote, which is linked to below. But what I'll do is kind of give you a little bit more of the backstory than we could at VidCon. And basically, we've already started some very early development. And what I'm going to do now is kind of walk you through some of the ideas we have. And hopefully, you can give us feedback in the comments or ideas or ask questions. And we'll also have a link in the description below in case you want to be one of our early testers. And when I say early, I mean like really early, like it only has a few things. But this would give you an opportunity to play around with it, to use some of these new features to manage your existing channel. And it's one of those things where now you can be in this sort of early alpha program and still go to the current Creator Studio to do your normal work. So you're not sort of committing 100% to it. So, without further ado, let me fire up my laptop and walk you through how it works. So, let's take a look at the current Creator Studio right here. So, this is Creator Studio as you know it today. Quick overview. The dashboard. You know, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I feel like it's not something I currently want to bookmark. And maybe that's the litmus test. We want this to be something that's kind of like the everything creator hub. So not just access to comments and analytics, but also like news from YouTube, tips, new lessons available, maybe personalized recommendations, something that you would go to, recent messages, any direct messages, things like that make it very current. So we want to work on that. The other thing is on Video Manager, it's good. Like if you wanted to do a lot of actions to a number of videos at the same time or make some quick tweaks, we think it could be better there. On Community, you've got comments, which a lot of people use often, and we don't make it as easy as it could be to manage lots of comments quickly and to really engage with your audience as easily as possible. And then analytics is another area where, there's 80 reports, but the question is like, Do people really use all of them? And how could we make it a lot more accessible if you're not a statistician? And also, how do we make it more actionable? So it's not just like, well, here's some charts, isn't that interesting? But here's something we're noticing. Here's some things you may want to consider doing and why. And we know you're busy, so we're just going to tell you the most important stuff. So that's the current studio. And let me show you a very early prototype of the new studio. So here is the new sort of work in progress. And what you'll notice here is like obviously a different visual design, hopefully a little more modern. This is the video manager. What I like about the video manager so far is I can make very quick edits in line to the title and description. I can make any quick changes to its status all without leaving this page. And then I can, of course, scan and see some basic data. And then in analytics, what we really tried to do is, if you are familiar with the Creator Studio mobile app, try and take this less is more approach and really try and ask ourselves, if you're a creator, what do you really need to know right now? And so in this case, we think, the real-time views, your number of subs, the change in subs, which videos have done the best. Like those are the most important things. And then if you kind of go across the top, where are you getting your traffic? Who's watching, things like that. And we also will be adding more to analytics going forward. We got this nice little hover over treatment. One of the things that we want to do is try and explain why there are these spikes if we know. And then also incorporating these insights, which were previously only available in the mobile app, onto the desktop. And then with comments, maybe for a future video, I can show you how we're thinking about making comments easier to manage. Hopefully this stuff is going in the right direction, but feel free to leave any feedback below. And if you're interested in actually getting early access to this beta, there's also a link in the description to be on the interest list, and we'll be adding more people over time. Right now, it's still a fairly small group because the product is very early in development and doesn't have a lot of things that you probably are going to want. But hopefully every month we get a little further and get more feedback and can add more people. So hopefully this is as exciting to you as it is to us, because our goal here is to build a platform for creators for the next 10 years. So we're really spending a lot of time making sure the foundation is strong. And one of the most exciting things is we're really incorporating a lot of feedback we get from the Creator Insider channel, as well as from our alpha and beta users. And please keep it coming. And also keep it real.